Buongiorno freaks and geeks, welcome back to the channel. So I haven't posted any videos in a few days and I didn't want people to think I was dead like Benjamin.
Ooh, look at me. I have 1 and 2 human hands. So nice. Only joking. Only joking. Go magic pocket.
Anyway, a few things have happened while I've been away, so let's get into those things. But before we do, don't forget to hit the buttons for like, subscribe, and tell me down below what has been your favorite moment from the last 4 days, excluding Mother's Day, of course.
We're telling you a few moments ago about those new words from President Trump. It is in fact contained in a Truth Social post.
So, America punched Iran very hard. On the advice of Israel, they thought it would be a one-hitter quitter. But America is quickly finding out that Iran has an iron chin and is a master in putting belt to arse. None of that Krav Maga bollocks. Bearing in mind, Iran is a country America has starved and isolated for decades, just like North Korea and Cuba, who are currently facing an electric grid collapse due to US imposed oil blockade. I cannot say this any more clearly. America is the biggest threat to human life on the planet. Anyway, America begged their subordinates in Europe and other places for support and then withdrew that begging.
He says the United States has been informed by most of our NATO allies in inverted commas that they don't want to get involved with our military operation against the terrorist regime of Iran in the Middle East. This despite the fact that almost every country strongly agreed with what we're doing and that Iran cannot in any way, shape or form be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. I'm not surprised by their action, however, because I always considered NATO, where we spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year protecting these same countries, to be a one-way street.
Okay, enough. We ain't listening to all of that. Free Palestine. But I did like Trump's comment about the support being one way with NATO, because the report finishes with this epic burn.
The only time Article 5 NATO has been invoked was indeed to protect America following the 9/11 attacks.
Also, why should anyone get involved in a bonfire you started, especially when you didn't even tell them you were going to do it in the first place? Not that that would justify the West ganging up and jumping Iran, but Trump is definitely revealing what America has thought of Europe ever since the end of World War II. America says jump and Europe moans, "How high, Daddy?" Safe to say, Trump is big mad right now. It comforts me imagining that Trump is writing these posts holding a glass of red wine in one hand while crying at a rom-com movie on his massive television. Keir Starmer is again questioned over the Peter Mandelson appointment, and there is a particular focus on developed vetting not being used before Mandelson was shipped off to America. You can just predict how stupid the response from Keir was.
The process wasn't strong enough, and amongst the changes that I intend to put into place is the fact that you can't announce someone until the vetting is finished. It wasn't an individual decision in the Mandelson case, that was the process. Well, you only have to look at that in the light of the appointment to realise that that needs to change. But on the due process, the process that was there was followed. The problem was the process wasn't strong enough. But ultimately, it was my mistake, and I have apologised for that, and quite right too.
Filthy piece of toe rag.
I'm sorry, babe, for bringing an arsonist into the home and they burnt down the house before I got a chance to do the full checks. It's not my fault, but I take responsibility by saying I apologise.
I think you can tell a lot about a person if they say, "I'm sorry," or "I have apologized." There is a massive distinction in my opinion. One indicates empathy and the other is just going through societal motions or norms. Lord willing, this fraud will be out of a job and disappears from public life by summer. So the Men B outbreak in Kent continues. Personally, I don't like the shortening because it sounds like a 90s boy band. But luckily for us, we have the worst person taking the lead.
Given the severity of the situation, I can confirm to the House that we will begin a targeted vaccination programme for students living in halls of residence at the University of Kent in Canterbury, which will begin in the coming days.
The irony of Site Zero being called chemistry is not lost on me. Come on guys, not even Guy Ritchie would have written this screenplay.
One of my friends was went back home showing symptoms. He's going to be in hospital for supposedly a couple nights, so still close to home.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Today we also learned that 2 University of Kent students had already travelled to London and France before later testing positive for the infection.
We're fucked.
Lock it down. Lock it all down. COVID was not that long ago. I'm sorry for infringing on your precious civil liberties, but if the Metropolitan Police can arrest suspected gang members to stop them from causing trouble at Notting Hill Carnival, the health authority can definitely quarantine the most filthy adult demographic on a university campus for 7 days. Better to be in a box for a week than a box forever.
Good point.
So that's everything. Let me know your thoughts below and whether I've missed anything. I will try to get back to a regular schedule, but you know, we will see. The world's in complete chaos at the moment. If you want to spot red flags in a relationship, I have voiced an audiobook, link in the description. If you have watched up to this point, I really appreciate the support. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Ciao.